She works at a cleaning company, but when she has the opportunity, she disguises herself as a lawyer to tell her daughter that she has a good job and that she is successful. She is in the office, but when she notices her boss is coming, she changes clothes as quickly as possible so he doesn't notice that she uses her office to pretend to be a lawyer. He enters talking to his assistant so as not to delay the delivery of documents because soon he will have a conference and he needs everything very well organized. He greets her and then asks her to organize his room because he has a very important meeting there later. She then tells him to rest assured that she will get everything sorted. They then leave the room, leaving her there doing her job, so she leans against the wall relieved and goes to close the door. Her boss, noticing, is thoughtful while she removes her cleaning uniform. Putting her pants on again, and the boss watches without her noticing. So she takes out her phone and takes pictures. He walks away without her noticing and then calls her assistant and says he is suspicious of the employee and asks him to keep an eye on her because he is finding her very strange. Back at the office, he asks his assistant for the documents he needs for the hearing and that is already very close and he hasn't organized them yet, but the employee says that they are all ready and that he will forward them to him soon. The boss then hopes that nothing goes wrong from that time until night, and the boy calls him to go to his room because he has some things to show him. They leave and pass the cleaning lady and the boss says he needs the room organized for the meeting and she says she doesn't need to worry. She then goes into her boss's office, sitting in her chair all happy and full of life, takes the assistant's notebook and starts analyzing by taking notes. The three are in the room and the assistant asks the boss about the hearing and the boss says it's almost time and he only has time to organize the missing documents. They keep talking and the assistant asks about a client's documents, and the boss says he's already spoken to her and that all she needs to do is pass on her and her husband's documents, while the employee continues to do her job there, cleaning the window. So they get up because it's time for the audience and he asks her to clean his table and they leave, leaving her there alone. She then goes to the door and closes it and then sits in her boss's chair. He opens his notebook, takes his bag and makes a makeup correction on his face, removes his coat to a certain height of his arms simulating a model of an overcoat and leaving his shoulders out. She takes her phone and makes a video call to her daughter who is hospitalized with a serious health problem. She then asks how the girl is doing and the girl says that she is fine and that she is getting better and says she is very proud of your mother and that she is a wonderful lawyer. The mother then says that she is very happy and when she grows up she will also be a great lawyer, while she talks to her daughter showing everything she has there in the office including the cake that the girl likes. Her boss and the assistant observe everything that is happening there. The girl then says that she loves that cake and then asks if when she gets better if her mother takes her to eat, then says yes and that she will be able to eat her favorite cake and that one is very good, so she says she needs it hang up to go back to work. The girl then says she is happy to know that her mother remembers her and says she loves her very much. The mother asks her to rest and that she has to work and they kiss goodbye and hang up. She is getting up and goes out and comes face to face with her boss and the assistant, and he wants to know what she was doing there, sitting at her desk. She then, not knowing what to say, tries to organize herself, straightening her lab coat and says that only was cleaning his desk. He then says that he saw everything and that it is for her to hand over her uniform now. She then nervously says she can explain and says she didn't know he would come back so soon and that she forgives her, but he keeps asking her to hand over the uniform to him. And she insists, saying that she needs the job and that her daughter has to raise and that the girl is very sick and asks please not to send her away. He then says he needs the uniform, and she keeps insisting that she needs the job to raise money for her daughter's treatment and that she can't be sent away, and that she just said that she's a successful lawyer and that she didn't change anything, and apologizes for everything. The assistant then says that she is setting an excellent example for her daughter by lying to the child. The boss asks her once again to hand over the uniform and she, crying, takes off her uniform and hands it over, asking not to be fired. He then takes the uniform and gives it to his assistant, asking him to go to HR and provide the documents and to let everyone know that from that moment on there is a new lawyer in the company. She, without knowing what is going on, is surprised to listen to what the boss was asking to expedite her documents as quickly as possible. The boy agrees and leaves to do what his boss asked, and then she looks at the boss and, astonished, says how well she's a lawyer and that she doesn't have a college and that she doesn't have anything. Then he says it's okay and that's it. Asked to organize all the necessary documents. So he asks her if she was the one who signed the processes, and she confirms, but he doesn't let her finish talking and says that everything is fine and that he needs people like her in his company. Not believing what was happening, she is happy because now she will get the money for her daughter's treatment, so he withdraws an amount from his pocket and gives it to her as a salary advance so she can start the girl's treatment. She takes the money and thanks him, crying, and that amount will help a lot in the treatment of her daughter, and thanks him again, and he wants her to be very welcomed there now in his team of lawyers, and leaves, leaving her in the room, and she thanks a lot and says a lot to his little girl and stays there thanking her for everything.